Good night, fellow punters. The clock on the wall says 10:15 in a very blustery Liscannor. I'm in a B&B just about a kilometre away from the Cliffs of Moher Hotel where the 6 Americans are staying. And I had dinner with them a while ago and I had to walk out. I had to wait an extra 20 minutes because it was teeming rain. And they were giving me a poncho, but I said no, I'd chance it. Tricky enough. No place to stand in. I'd be giving out when I'm driving the bus. I'd be saying, what's this bollocks doing walking? But maybe they have to do it at times like me tonight. So, with a great feed. I had a burger, or there was actually 2 of them. And I told them I wanted it done different. I didn't want it coming in a big heap that height. I said, toast the buns, leave them on side, and put the meat or the 2 burgers one side and put onions on them, and I'd have it like a dinner. So it worked out like a treat. Because if I put it up to my mouth, half it'd be on my lap, I'd say. And we had dessert afterwards, and they were having a cup of Irish coffees. I had a pint, and there was. I sang a song for them as well. I sang the Cliffs of Dooneen. I had it sang this morning when we come out of the ferry. We got the Tarbert to Killime. We got it for 11:30 after leaving Waterville about 10 past 9. A lot of roadworks held me up, but we just got there 20 past 11 for the 11:30 ferry. And sort of an eventful morning. In the shower, as I'd call it, the morning challenge. How big a bollocks am I? Didn't pass it this morning. Went into the shower, got the water going, good force. There was a lever, so I went round about from 12 o'clock to a quarter to 3, and then went to 1:30 and went round about to a quarter past. And still no hot water, and went back up to the top, and it kept going. So I said maybe I have to do a second run. So I went round again with this lever. No, nothing coming. Went back again all the way. I said I'll start again. So I was at that for about maybe 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, and I had to give up. So I tried the sink for hot water. No, so no shower this morning. So when I came down for breakfast, it was 8:30. I just said to him, I just want to ask you a question. He was a foreign fella. There's no chef in it at all. And after the breakfast, all they have is breakfast, and they've no bear in it either. But I said, have you any hot water? Oh yes, we have. And I said, well, how do I get it? He says, run the shower. And I said, done that. He said, well, you have to run it for 5 minutes. And I said, how was I supposed to know that? He said, then what about yesterday? And I said, sure, it was the same yesterday morning. I said, but I had a sort of a half cold shower. I said, a quick wash. So how the hell do you know, or do you find out, like, I could have left it for 4 minutes and 50 seconds and still fail. But, well, sort of problems with the brakes on the bus, but we are repaired and ready for action in the morning. We're heading for the city of the tribe. So will they have custard or will they not is the big question in my mind tomorrow. But I might bring a little portion with me from some store on the way, just for fear. So there was lovely music there tonight from 6:30 to, I left at about 10 past 9. So the music, I had Taft's sus for them for tomorrow night, but it might be all right now. They might be happy out. We did fierce enjoyment crack on the bus today with singing. They sang as well a few songs. One of them in used to play in a band years ago, and he played the guitar. Mighty crack altogether. So their trip today, they were going from Doolin Pier at 3 o'clock, but it's called off on account of the weather. And yesterday, Skellig Michael tour, it's supposed to be for 3 hours. That was called off on account of the weather. So they went on a hike from Moray, which is out on the tip of, anyone that knows it knows where it is, near Chig TP, a pub. They went in there that one pint afterwards. So I tried to get to a Gaelic match, but I couldn't get parking close enough. I seen it was down near Moray there, and I seen one of the teams went into the sea afterwards. When we were coming back out, there was about 20 or 25 lads. It looked like after jumping in. I think on Gaeltacht, I seen it the scoreboard up, but I couldn't get parking close enough. I'd have to walk maybe half a mile. And lucky enough anyway, because I started team in rain. There was a couple of heavy showers. My crowd got wet, but they didn't mind. So we're having a great time, I must say. One of them is one couple. There's 3 siblings, 2 girls and a boy, we'll say. And one couple is retired 5 years, but they're retired early now. And the youngest couple are just after retiring. So their motto is, when they retire for the first couple of years, it's go-go years, and then the next few years is the slow-go years, and then after that it'll be the no-go years. So they're around a lot, they tour a lot every year, somewhere in Europe or all over the world, and they're having a mighty time. They're great crack altogether. So I'm with them until Wednesday night, and I'll be heading back home, hopefully 7 or 8 o'clock. So I'm heading off and then the camper van on Thursday, so hopefully be in Charleville on Thursday night, and maybe head on to Killarney then for the races Friday and Saturday, and we'll see after that. I might have a different plan for Monday then. Might bring a few with me. Anyway, I seen a couple of races today when they were, we were in Doolin at the time at the pier. The ferry went out all right to the Arden Islands. They had a choice if they wanted to go, but they wouldn't be back until 5:30, so they didn't know if there was anything to do there. They were looking for birds, that's why. So they're going on a walk in the morning at 10 o'clock, and if they can see birds, they'll be happy. So I think they'll be happy anyway. But I seen, I put up this morning the poet, can't think of it. It won for us last year. It just got nutted for an each way place today, and we had a couple running yesterday. The sprinter got placed third. He was 10-1 the night before, so a bit of profit on him. And the other one of Prescott's was second. I thought the £12 might make the difference, but it didn't. So I had a chance a couple of times today when they went off galloping, that I had a couple of looks at tomorrow. So I'm not so sure about the ground. But in the 6 o'clock at Worcester, it's a good price race there. There's 13,000 quid for the winner. But Courtland has improved a lot as a jumper this year, I thought. And it ran very well in the Summer Plate the last time. It ran into one that Born Famous. It actually went up, the handicapper put it up £6 for its run. But it pulled away 9 lengths from the third. But when it was jumping the last, you'd think it was all over a winner. And won again since that race. So even though I went up £6.72, I'd expect that to be competitive enough tomorrow for that good enough prize. There's a bit of a risky one, but it might be worth having a play on Coolnaugh Haze. That Kinsey Warrior, it's handicapped to win. The reason being, it was rated in the 90s on the flat, and it ran the last time in a maiden hurl, but it shows that it was second. Forget it. But it was the day that the horse in front's at 40-1 without the side of the last hurl. But Coolnaugh Haze, it's his first run for James Owen after leaving Philip Hobbs. I don't know what's up with this, but just we have it. But it was behind Hiconic, but Elizabeth Gale was riding, and it closed very well from a long way back, sort of after the last.
Haze now being pushed along in behind Edison Kent. Out to the left, see the clouds, tries to improve, but has got lots of ground to make up. That was 3 out. Nabother's never been really involved, and leader's Scott's Gold heading towards 2 out then. Hiconic just about in front, but Dasher Riley still there. Mix of Clover trying to run on. Also Lucky Loverboy and Coolnaugh Haze. Here's the final flight and a long run in. Hiconic led over the final flight. Hiconic a good 2-3 lengths clear. Now staying on is Coolnaugh Haze out wide. Mix of Clover trying to run on. Dasher Riley by the rail, then Lucky Loverboy. Hiconic is all out in front. Here comes Coolnaugh Haze down the centre of the track. Still Hiconic holding on. Dasher Riley's also running on towards the far side. Hiconic last out.
So hopefully be closer up to the pace tomorrow, and Alex Chadwick is the rider. There's also a sort of a reason as well, as that James Owen. If you look at the horses that he'll sort of that Upstart Crow 444. 2 Friendly has, since he got him lately, 3 wins and 2 seconds. And Father of Jazz, 3 for 3. Vision of Hope, my gift to you. So all his horses that he's a small enough yard, are running fairly well. So on the first run for him tomorrow, carrying top weight, but Chadwick taking 7 off. That'll bring him down to 11 stone 7. So I'm just hoping that I'll just have a quick look. We'll see how that Kinsey Warrior form come back again. We got it well. Must be the wind a few minutes ago. The wind and the banner. But that was rated in the 90s and the late high 90s. Like if you look at it behind Fox Tal, so that should be like in the 130s, and it's only rated 111. But it wasn't that you couldn't pick it out as a winner in waiting the last day.
In command here, coming towards the third last. Ascension Day over. Bailey's Derby Day is running into second. Even with Son of a Gun still just about in the argument in third. It's firmly driven. Kensai Warrior in fourth. Ascension Day 2 out led Bailey's Derby Day and even with Son of a Gun. Kensai Warrior in fourth place. They're clear of. So he's going to run out. He has run out. Ascension Day at the last. What a shocking incident. I hope Aidan Coleman's all right. That was alarming. Bailey's Derby Day left clear. The loose horse perhaps to help, even with Son of a Gun and Kensai Warrior are trying to chase Bailey's Derby Day down, but they're going to struggle. Kensai Warrior's gone into second. Bailey's Derby Day left clear at the last by the dramatic departure of Ascension Day and Bailey's Derby.
So it'd have been well bet further if the other one had stood up, because the other one had won between the ends. There's a race in Roscommon tomorrow evening. There's a few that caught my eye, but there was one or two. But there's a claiming race that at 8-1 Comfort Line, I thought was worth a bet. It's rated 76, but this is a step up a trip to 1-2, and it hasn't ran at that trip before, I don't think, in a long time. Yeah, 2021. But on its run behind Yockle in Ballinrobe, that was at 9.5 furlongs. It was closed on that day. In Galway the last, you can throw out that run. But it was rated in the 70s there. If you look at it, when it was second to Mr. Wilson and fourth to Earls, it was 87 and 86. Claiming tomorrow 8-1, I thought, paying 3 places. There's money for Caffac, but Caffac is 8 and Caffac is rated 72. So you're taking 7 off. McGuinness doesn't put that many into claimers. Then there's a horse in the 7:15 that won for us the last day in Galway, Dragon of Malta, but the handicapper put him up £9. He's better at a mile, but the 7 furlongs that was in Galway is nearly similar to a mile with the pull up the hill towards the finish. Now it goes back up to a rating that it was on before when it was competitive second Gerald's in Roscommon last year. It nearly won that race actually. It was 22-1. So loyalty bet would be that we'd back it again. But the danger I think is Emorcee. Back to 7 furlongs. If this goes out and could get an easy lead, it's drawn in trap 10. But if it gets an easy lead, it could be hard pegged back on its run the last day in a 3-year-old handicap race in Galway. This is it when it sets sail for home.
Quantum Light behind them towards the inside, guided. Malbay Madness in black and red around the outside, but nearing the furlong pole. Emorcee clear by 4 or 5. Malbay Madness stays on down the outside. All Quantum Light then lets you leap more. Emorcee with Malbay Madness finishing strongly on the outside, and Malbay Madness narrowly denied on Wednesday gets up to win for.
And this is Dragon of Malta.
Which is driven on Speckled Meadow and Silken Ladder. The full back line is next as they turn into the straight to the final furlong and a half, and the Ordelone Hotel 7 furlong handicap, and it's Shawarmek kicking in the lead. By 2 lengths, Dragon of Malta is coming hard on the outside, then Rocket Wall being followed then by Little Keely, and it's Dragon of Malta who's running down Shawarmek, well clear of Rocket Wall, and up towards the finish it's Dragon of Malta winning comfortably by going away 3 from Shawarmek.
The Dragon of Malta, that was 7, but that's nearly a mile in Galway. The other was 8.5 for Emorcee. If Emorcee gets an easier lead tomorrow, Dragon of Malta could have it tough to peg it back, that's the thing. But I always stay loyal, so I'll probably back Emorcee actually is going into 6-1 there now, just as I speak. I think that's an each way play, and maybe a reverse forecast. If there's anything a spot as well, because I'll be able to time in the morning, I'll be able to do a bit of study when these are gone walking. I'll put it up. So, bash the bookies over and out.